There's nothing quite like starting one project and realizing that there's just an endless amount of projects behind it, kind of like opening Pandora's box. This is a barn post holding up part of the barn. Now, it's not like a superstructural part, but it is in the ground, and it is now connected by Wi-Fi only. I mean, it's just wiggly. It's awful. So we're not going to deal with that today. It's not super critical, but it is just like, why? It's always something around here. Howdy folks, my name's Reagan. Welcome back to the GWP Homestead. Next week we're going to have about 60 baby chickens show up, and I've only got a few more days to get ready for them. What we're doing today is taking apart what used to be another coop in our barn, and we're going to transform this into the ultimate brooder setup, and it's going to be great. I'm excited to bring you along and show you how we do it. Got all of our demo work done in here, and it looks so much better. That temporary coop that we had set up, temporary meaning that we put it up a couple years ago, it was never intended to be a long-term thing, and it served us well for that time. It's time to move on. Got that cleaned up. It's going to look a lot better in here when we're done with this coop. The next thing we're going to be doing is framing up the floor. Yes, I am putting a wood floor in this brooder. I know a wood floor is not ideal. A concrete would probably be the best thing, but a wood floor I feel like is a good compromise because I have to have a floor in here. For one, all the gaps in the siding around the bottom of the barn would be very hard to seal up, be hard to keep baby chicks in as well as predators out, but without having a solid floor of some kind in here, I would be really worried about rats digging under here and, taking some of our baby chicks away. Rats are bad chicken predators. We lost 2 guinea keats down here to what we suspect is a rat. We didn't see any other kind of indication that it'd be a raccoon or a possum or something like that. We believe it was a rat that got those 2 keats, and we got rats down here, and when you have rats and mice, you have snakes. Both of those, baby chicks, bad. Snakes, like, let's keep that stuff away. And some kind of solid floor, we feel like, is a good way to do it. Now, again, wood, maybe not the best. We're going to have to keep up with it, but it's probably, a good compromise for what we're trying to do. We did go ahead and add this block here in this corner. I really didn't like how, with that thing kind of wobbling around, how it was looking and feeling. That block, it feels solid now. Again, not perfect, maybe not a permanent solution, but it's a pretty good way just to do this thing pretty quick. Well, here's where we are. Nothing is square, which should not surprise me at all, especially when, part of the barn was trying to fall down, or at least was rotted off and not connected to the ground. It's not square. Is the barn not square? Is my structure not square? The joist structure that I've created, is it not square? I don't know. And I'm not sure I really care. It doesn't have to be perfect. This is just, I want it to be nice. I want this to be a nice thing. It's frustrating when things, like I try really hard and things don't work out like super nice, but I don't know, maybe that's just the way it's supposed to be. It's a chicken house. It's not the Taj Mahal or, like the Empire State Building or something. It's a chicken house. It's made for baby chicks. I think they'll be okay. It's better than anything they will have ever experienced at that point in their life. If it's any consolation, I guess, it feels really solid. It's really sturdy. At least it feels like it to me. I'm a big, heavy guy. I can walk around on it, and it feels nice. Don't have to worry about falling through the floor. So maybe if it's out of square a little bit, I don't know. It is what it is. Well, whether it's square or not, it doesn't look half bad. I'll take it. I went ahead and took a second off camera to go ahead and hang that rafter. I don't know what you want to call that. It's not a top plate, it's not a rafter. It's where our rafters are going to tie into. I put that one there and that one there, so as soon as we're ready to hang sheeting, we're going to go right up there on the wall, and that'll make this one big room, kind of an enclosed room, without all the gaps in the siding. Coming along, so happy. It's coming along so well. Somewhere along the line, I set my level down that I was using as a straight edge, but that's okay. This is an offcut of one of these boards I've already cut that's painted green, so I know that's a factory end. You can just use it. You know that's straight or straight enough for what I'm doing. That'll do. And here's another thing about factory ends that's probably obvious to most of you, but if you think like me, it's something I overlook often. This piece does not fit, like a full sheet will not fit here, so I had to rip this down. Green paint, factory end, I've got a factory end there, so if I butt the two green sides together, I know that I'll have a good seam there, and whether or not my saw cut was perfect, it's not gonna matter because that'll fit. The trick is just getting it in here. It does, however, help if you cut it right the first time. Measure twice, cut once or something, I don't know. It was downright cold this morning, and it has turned out to be a beautiful day today. I'm ready for spring, and I can't believe that I just get to go out here and play around doing stuff just outside for fun. Like, this is what I get to do. Wouldn't trade it for anything. So, Reagan, why did you use 2x4 rafters instead of something like 2x6s? It's cheaper. I don't ever plan on storing anything up here, though it would be nice. The extra cost right now wasn't worth it, in my opinion, for what our goals at this very moment in time. I could have come to regret that. That's fine. It's the same reason I went with 7/16 OSB instead of something like 5/8. It's a little cheaper. It wasn't worth that extra cost. And I know we're not talking about a whole like huge project here, but for what I'm doing, for what this is, we just know we can't store anything heavy up here. Don't be running around playing on top of the rafters. It'll keep raccoons out, keep possums out, anything that likes to eat baby chickens. Our plan is to keep them out. It's not going to fall through. Something like that gets up there. Running out of hours to get this brooder done, but the good news is I don't lack very much. Let's get this thing finished up. I just walked in here for the first time. This is awesome. I mean, I feel like I'm in a zoo enclosure or something with the hardware cloth along here, and of course all the wood paneling. I don't think I could be any happier for just what we were able to do with this. So there are a few more places where we have a few gaps. I mean, that's like a little tiny thing right there. Hardly a concern, but it is there. I've got another one over here on this side. This is a fairly sizable gap right there. Along the top or anywhere where a chicken can't get, we're going to seal it up with spray foam. Now, where we have some gaps along the bottom down here, spray foam's not going to work because those chickens, you know how they are. They pack, they'll tear anything apart. They love spray foam. So that won't work down there. We'll probably have to just tack a few boards up or something. I've got plenty of scrap OSB from this project. But this looks so good. This looks so good. This is great. Let's got to put the door on there and then the final touches, and we'll be ready for baby birds. If this were a real construction project, we would call this substantial completion. This is our chick brooder. This thing is fantastic. We've had it good to go for, I don't know, maybe a couple weeks now. It's taken some time. We got it done in time for the chickens, for the baby chicks to get here, and we've kind of gotten caught up in a bunch of madness that's happened since then. But this is it. There's still a few more things that we've got to do to get tidied up, like we have a few gaps kind of around the top, and I want to kind of seal the door up a little bit better than what it is. But for the most part, it's keeping the baby birds in. It's keeping them warm. We've had some warm weather, some cold weather. We've had some wind. This thing has kept these birds completely out of the weather, and with being able to raise and lower the heat lamp kind of as we need to, they've kept warm at night too. And that was my biggest concern. We know we're going to have good ventilation. I do not worry about that at all, but how does it handle with cold weather? And we're not talking about sub-zero temperatures or freezing temperatures. We've only had a couple nights where it's gotten down into the mid, kind of maybe even lower 30s, but kind of mid 30s is the lowest that we've dealt with. And these birds with the heat lamps, they've done great. And the brooder's kept them warm. It's kept them out of the weather. It's kept them safe. We don't have to worry about having any kind of predators or anything like that come in here. And they've got plenty of room to move around as well. When they first got here, we had these two together. We have some layer birds and some meat birds in here at the same time. We had them in some smaller kind of reusable brooder panels. We could section off this area and make it just a little bit smaller. They were in that setup for about a week. I think the layer birds were in there close to 2 weeks. But this just helps to give them a little bit more space now. So with this brooder, we have the ability to have as big or as small of an area as we want, as we need, as the situation kind of arises. We're able to adapt and move and adjust this to fit our needs at the current time. Overall, I am ecstatic to have this thing done. It is going to be super handy, and I kind of feel like the possibilities are endless now. We kind of want to raise turkeys this year. Of course, we're raising meat birds for the first time. We're having some new layer hens. We had a peacock show up today to the farm. How about that? Don't know if he's going to stick around. If he does, he's going to have a peahen girlfriend. I don't know. The possibilities are endless. We can do so much with this space, and I'm so excited to have it. I thank you for being a part of this and watching this video. Appreciate your subscribing, your liking, all that stuff that you do. As I don't know, you're a part of the family. You're a part of the farm. If you watch our videos and you're helping in that way and supporting us, cannot thank you enough. Thanks for being here. My name's Reagan. This is the GWP Homestead. Who knows what we're going to get into next? We'll see you soon.